Tygarlily, and today I'm going to show you how to prepare for live streaming. Live streaming can be for anybody. By live streaming, you're able to create experiences, memories, and just have a positive fun time with your community members. So I'm going to show you the software that I use, which is Streamlabs. This software is very friendly and has a user interface that allows you to just click and plug and play most of your devices. As long as you have a computer with Windows on it, a microphone, a headset, and whatever peripheral you need for your stream, like a mouse and keyboard, a controller. It's suggested, but I personally like my second monitor because I'm able to watch over my chat, my alerts, and see anything else that's going on the sidelines. Everybody's a little different. Your preferred platform might be different than mine. I prefer Twitch. It's been my home for 4 years. I've also had experience on Facebook Gaming, Mixer, Instagram Live, TikTok Live. They're all different. They all allow you to interact and connect with your community. Are you ready to get started? It's time to set up your computer. The first thing you're gonna need is the actual software that allows you to connect online. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up Streamlabs. What you need to do is you can Google, or in the URL bar of your browser, any browser will do, is type streamlabs.com. It'll immediately take you to Streamlabs OBS live streaming software, the front page, and you're gonna wanna hit download Streamlabs for Windows. It's only 240 megabytes, so it's a really quick download. Streamlabs is a free software and can stream to most platforms: YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. When you download the software, it's gonna be immediately in your Windows downloads, so you're just gonna launch that there. Your Windows is immediately gonna ask you if it's okay, and you're just gonna say yes. I've used this product for 4 years, so I am confident that it's safe. And then you're gonna go through a license agreement, so you say, okay, I agree. And then you go into install. By default, it's gonna install onto your C drive, which is the best place for it. When it's done installing, you're gonna then be given the option to finish and run the program, and it'll open up for you. The reason why I like Streamlabs is because it's user-friendly. So once the software is installed, it's time to sign in. My platform of choice is Twitch. I also use YouTube from time to time and Facebook. However, we're gonna start off with Twitch. So it's gonna ask you to sign into your account. I suggest that so that way your chat loads in, your account settings load in. So if you've already made a Twitch account, you're gonna wanna log in with that username and then put in the password. I highly suggest double authentication because Twitch, you do not wanna lose that account because people can go live with your information. Double authentication means that not only do you have to put in your password, but it's also gonna send information and an access authorization to your phone or email. In my case, I chose phone. It'll then prompt you, telling you that it's gonna access all your Twitch information or your YouTube or your Facebook information. In this case, I'm gonna authorize that it has access now to my Twitch account. Once you hit accept, you're gonna wanna pick the free plan. The reason why I like Streamlabs is because it's user-friendly. Once you have accessed your account, it imports all your information. So for you, once you're logged into it, it helps you as you proceed to add your devices, your content, or your video game, and you're able to continue going. Immediately what happens is Streamlabs will give you the option to add your device. For me, it automatically found the camera that I have plugged in. Once you've set up your mic and your camera, you can go ahead and hit continue. The next step is gonna ask you to add a theme. If you are interested, you could select that. I'm actually gonna skip this ability because I want to have the power of my creativity on my own stream. The next thing Streamlabs is gonna do is ask you if you wanna optimize. It's gonna go through your computer components and see what processor and GPU you have, graphics card, so that way it can decide the best way to encode your videos and then upload and download. Also performs a bandwidth test. It'll tell you if your internet is great. I suggest being connected directly into your router. Immediately once you've logged into it, you're actually going to see your mini feed. This mini feed are your alerts. This is very important for a streamer because it'll tell you when someone's followed you. If your account is brand new, you might not see that, Don't be overwhelmed when you first log in. You're gonna see all these options. You're gonna see the mixer down in the bottom right of your microphone feed going in and out. That's actually a really good sign. That means your devices are working. If you don't see your camera right away, that's all right. So let's go ahead and add us to this stream. So what you'll have to do, you have your scene already set up. You can rename it if you want. You can rename it as live. That's the first thing. A scene is like a page. You can consider it as a web page, and you haven't added any of your assets to it yet. So each source is gonna be that. So we're gonna go ahead and go into sources. The reason why we log into our Twitch account is when you go to your sources window and you hit plus, what it'll do is it's gonna bring you to adding the assets basically. So in my case, I wanna add a camera. I'm going to go into add a source and find video capture device. And I'm gonna name it face cam, so that way I can keep track of it. So this is how you get your face onto the actual stream. Once you've loaded in your video feed, you can move it around by clicking it. So you click it and you're able to move your image around. So now I am one, and I'm on screen, and anybody can see me once I go live. Once you load in your camera, you might notice that your face is either very bright, too dark, or exposure just doesn't feel right. The way to adjust that is to right-click the device and go into properties. I highly suggest for your resolution to keep your setting on device default. But if you want to fix your exposure, you go into Configure Video. Configure Video is going to open up another small window. What you'll do then is go into Camera Control and you'll see the exposure bar there. I always suggest playing with these before you go live just to make sure that you look the way you want to. So I'm going to go ahead and fix my exposure so I don't look so bright anymore. So once you have the video feed in, next is adding your content. If you're a gamer like me, I'll show you how to set that up. So what you'll need to do is go back into sources. Like I told you, sources are like assets. These are the actual things that show up on screen. And I'm going to now add my game capture. Once you have the game capture selected, hit add. I'm gonna name it video games. So what Streamlabs is gonna do next is gonna ask you for the game. It's gonna say, looking for game to capture. You have to tell it where it's looking. And when you have Streamlabs ready to go, I suggest starting your game up now. So Streamlabs right now is asking for a video game. It doesn't see anything, nothing's running. So I've gotta launch my game. Streamlabs should automatically pick up the game once it's launched. Something you may notice is once you added the game device, you might have lost your face. Under sources, you have to make sure that they're layered the way you want to see them. So in this case, I want my video game underneath my face cam, so I have to slide the game below that. You've got the two most important things on stream. You have your face cam, so you can talk and smile to your viewers, and you have the video game. If you aren't a gamer and you want to add something different, you can also do a desktop capture. You can actually just capture the monitor itself. So what you would do under your sources is go to add and then select window capture. Then what you want to do is add the window capture so everyone can see what's on your display. You would go add source, window capture, and then hit add. What it'll then do is ask you which monitor you want. Say you're editing a photo in Photoshop and you want to show someone. You would have to select the window that Photoshop is running in. If you ever wanted to hide a source, for example, you're switching from a video game to Photoshop, just hit the little eyeball to the right. One thing you might notice is your desktop audio isn't lighting up. If you go to your Windows and then you select the default device that is listening, for example, I use HyperX headphones. What I would go is turn on my phones and select the device I'm listening on. So once your default audio device is selected, then you'll notice that here, under properties, it says default. That means that it's listening to the same device as your computer. If it's still not listening to that device, then what you'll do is you'll go in and manually select it. In my case, I'm listening to the HyperX Cloud 2 wireless. At any point you want to mute yourself on stream, you can mute the microphone using this key here, or you can also do it here on your desktop. All right, now you're set up. You have your face camera, you have your video game, you have your audio working, your microphone working. The last thing you want to do is actually customize. You want to make it your own. You can't just go live without any customization. So I'm going to show you how to do that. It's another source, it's another asset. It's something that's going to sit on the screen. So you got to go under sources and hit the plus button. And then you're going to select image. You can also select a GIF if you want, which would be under media sources. You can add images that are in a slideshow. You can add text. There are other things such as a browser source. If you have, say, YouTube running in the background and you want to play the video, you can select browser source. But what I'm going to show you today is how to add an image. So you select image here and add source. And then what'll happen is it's going to ask you what image you want. So if you have it saved on the computer, go ahead and add it now. I want to add my name so everybody knows who's live and it's going to show on screen. So I'm going to select graphics of font that I have already created, and there it is immediately uploaded. And then you can just drag and move it wherever you want. You can resize it, and it makes your stream your own. How do you get your own alerts to pop up on stream? So once again, under sources, you just hit plus. And earlier when I had you sign into your account, and this works for any platform, we signed in via Twitch. You could have signed in with YouTube or Facebook. And what happens is once you sign into the account, your account settings immediately load in. So on the right hand side here of my ad sources, you're gonna see all features that are available. The one that's most important, in my opinion, and I believe most streamers can agree with this, is your alert box. This will notify you live on stream and your viewers get to see it. There's a little satisfaction in that. So it's very important to have on your stream. So you hit alert box and then hit add source. It'll immediately load in. It's a little overwhelming at first, but the one thing I want to let you know is on the left hand side where you see your global settings, just make sure your bits, your donations, your subscriptions, your follows, your hosts, and your raids are activated. Then just hit done. This will have default settings and you can go in and customize them. But right now, all we've really done is turned everything on so this will show on stream if someone follows. Let's say you wanted to customize your follow alert. Go back into the settings for the alert box and hit the plus for follows. It'll show you by default what item you have selected. For me, I've uploaded this cute little tiger, and that's what shows up when anybody follows. On the right hand side, you can see all the customizable options. So your title message, when someone comes in and follows you, it'll say the username is now following. It'll also, if you go here, you can change the media. This is how you can customize it. As an artist, I love this feature. So you go into media and you select change media, and then you can upload anything. And you can upload anything that you want by hitting drag and drop. And once again, I can just add my username and it'll upload into my collection of goodies, and then I can use that. You can test your widgets at the bottom right hand of Streamlabs. And you hit follow, and then you can see your customizable alert there. Pretty simple. It looks like you're all ready to go. You've got your content ready, as in video game. You have your video camera ready to go. Everyone can see you smile. And your devices are working. They can hear you through your microphone. And all that's left is actually just hitting go live. Before you hit that button though, I do want to tell you it's very important about the etiquette of the online world. Once you go live, the world can see you. You have to be very careful what you do and say. Your brand, your image, and your reputation can be affected by anything you do. The last thing you want to do as well is be very careful of your actual account. This is why I suggest double authentication so no one has access to your account. If you have a stream keys are what you can manually input. We didn't go through those steps. You don't need to. If you're logging into either your Twitch, your Facebook, or YouTube, it automatically loads your stream key in. If you are traveling from computer to computer, I suggest you log out after you're done each time, because your stream key will still be there. If anyone has access to your stream key, they will have access to your account, they'll have access to your brand, your name, and they can use that against you. When you go live, your chat will pop up. Streamlabs will pop that window up and you can throw that on your second monitor, allowing you to stay connected in real-time action as everyone comments on your stuff. And that's how I connect my live stream. I can't wait to see you all online.